My basic motivation, I guess, rather than vision, was that I had 7 children. The last one of the 7 born in September 1960. And I said to myself, oh my God, I got these 7 kids and I have to get them educated. And I'm not so sure I could do it with the income that I was having and likely to have there. And I decided that I had to make a change in my career.
So the change was to start your own company.
That's right.
Was it risky? Were you afraid of the risk?
I'm sorry?
Were you afraid of the risk?
No, because I was confident enough that if I wasn't successful, that I could always go get a job paying as much as I was getting there. I had that confidence.
Okay, so when you started Phillips Corporation, what was your vision for the company? What did you want to accomplish? What was the goals for the company?
Well, I wanted to provide, my goal for the company was to provide a quality of life for myself and my family.
Hold on for 1 second. It's very loud airplane.
Okay.
Airplane, so long.
First loud one we've had. Okay? You want to rephrase it to more company specific?
What kind of culture were you trying to create with Phillips Corporation? For partners and for the customers and for all the stakeholders?
Well, I wanted to project an image that we were there for a specific purpose, to provide a living, as I stated to you, but also to give value. Give value in the sense that we were providing a product that make it profitable for our company, but also to give them value and confidence that they know when they did business with us, they would get good value. And it was also important to have the kind of people working at our company that would accomplish that.
And how did you select these people?
I suspect initially I selected them having known them, either primarily from the company that we worked for.
Okay, so in the long run, you guys, Phillips has grown quite a bit. How have you maintained that same cultural image to project to customers and the partners?
Well, I think that probably it was not so much my doing as it was the people that came after us. I was fortunate in having really motivated and bright and willing people to project the values that we represent in our company. We were very fortunate in having a really fine board of directors to help us in our direction. And I suspect that.
What about from a customer's point of view? What was the feedback from customers? Why did they do business, or why should they want to do business with Phillips Corporation?
Well, from an egotistical standpoint, it would be the best place that they possibly could buy their stuff. And I've told them on occasion, the best thing you can do is do business with us.
Why? Why is it the best thing they can do?
Because we would give them quality equipment, we would give them quality service, and we would give them value backed up by our desire to give them the kind of thing they expected from our company.
The culture performance standards. Was that something that you wrote up?
No. Actually, I think that by and large, what was happening to our company from an image standpoint was the projection and the kinds of people we had and the kind of things that we did. I don't know that we formalized them, as Wilhelm mentioned to you. I think the real culture articulation came from when Alan started running the company. And he continued to have the desire to have great people working here, to be motivated to achieve, and he accomplished that and continues to accomplish that.
How does it make you feel as a father, that not only have you created this company, but then your son is running it and it's thriving. I mean, personally, how does that feel?
Well, I'm absolutely ecstatic at what has happened to this company, and with Alan running the company. Again, referring back to why we wanted to start this company in the first place, I think those 7 children that we have now 15 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. I think they've achieved a standard of living that I never dreamed that I could ever have. And I would say that's the ecstasy that I get out of your answering your question.
When you look back, are you surprised how far this company has come, or did you somehow expect the success?
Well, you know, I always expected to be successful. I never thought that we would ever fail. I think the important thing was to avoid crisis, debilitating crisis, and we never looked at a problem and thought it was a crisis. We looked at it something that we had to do something about or walk away from, so that we would never get embroiled in the things that would cause our company to be destroyed.
Why does it matter, getting back to the cultural performance standards, that you guys lived by but didn't, whether it was in writing or not, for over 40 years? Why does it matter if you're making machine parts, whether your employees are good, honest people or not, and whether people are living good lives?
Oh, I think that's very important to a human being. I think the worst thing that happened to people, to start with, is fear. Fear is a terrible thing, and I don't think that we should ever have that. We never put our people in a position where they had to fear about their job. As long as they were achieving, they were here, and they were going to continue to grow. I think that I kind of lost my thought with regard. I knew the first part about your question was I was concerned about fear. You want to repeat
The
that?
question was, why does it matter whether the employees are living great lives, are great people, are following the cultural performance standards? A machine part is a machine part, right? So why does it matter?
I think it matters in the fact that for people to be truly happy, they have to be successful in some fashion. And if they're successful endeavors at work, and there's people at work, give them the opportunity to identify how they should live their lives and relate to their families and friends, that's very important. To be happy, to be healthy, to achieve. Greatest thing could happen to human beings.
If I'm a customer, how does that affect me, the cultural performance standard at Phillips Corporation? Why should I care about the culture at Phillips Corporation if I'm looking for a machine?
They don't have to care. I think what they have to recognize is that what does this mean to them? They may not identify this culture as being important to them, but they do identify that there's a comfort level, that we have great machines, we have great people, we have great service, and they buy our machines. Obviously, they wouldn't buy machines from us if they hated us, or if we were bums, or we didn't fulfill our commitments to them. And they as long as they recognize those factors, I think that we have, and almost always, and certainly much more today, tried to have the customer know that if he's going to buy a machine tool, he ought to look at us first. And I think our market share keeps growing, and I think that that's happening.
When you started, you were trying to compete in Maryland and Washington D.C. and the Navy Yard. Now you've got divisions in China, Canada, all over the world. Talk about the changes that you've seen and how you feel about that.
How I feel about the changes that cover the world now, I think it's very gratifying. I'm very happy about that. And as I say, I'm very pleased at what's happening to our family. I'm very pleased at what's happening to the people that are working here. And it's...
You started with one employee. I don't know how many you have now, how many hundreds or thousands you employ. Do you know?
I don't know.
About 355.
Of course, you know, when you get to be 81 years old, you want to stay out of the business as much as you possibly can, and let it grow without my input. And of course, I've tried to do that, and I've been reasonably successful over the last 7 or 8 years to have very little involvement in the company.
Are the kinds of people you hired in 1961 the same types of people that are being hired today in 2008?
Yeah, I would say so.
What do they have in common?
What do they have in common? The same things that I told you why they would come here. Of course, you know, that isn't totally success. We get people here that we don't do a very good job of interviewing. I mean, in the past. The Human Relations Department, what they do today is remarkable. But we made mistakes and we had to kiss people goodbye. But if you look at our turnover ratio here, I'm sure it's the envy of the corporate world.
I want to hit on the new slogan, create better ideas, partnering with you, partnering to create better ideas with customers. It seems that theme's always been there, whether it's been in writing or not. Is that true?
Well, I would say because, you know, our motto when we first started the business was partners in industry. And it evolved from that. And of course, that partners in industry identified with it's just a sign that's in my basement.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get when they both off the when they both are there, it'll be off the your stuff. So you got what we need then.
I would like to make one comment, if I would. You talked about our first employee was William Luman. That was one of the best things that ever happened to us. He is probably the smartest guy that I have ever met. And whether we were able to help him fulfill his abilities, I don't know. But we were glad he came here.